So my name's Ryan, and I am a marketing director. Just the job that I have is very demanding on the hours. We feel like something like this gives us the opportunity to pursue it and put ourselves in a better position to be able to have those times together. I don't even remember how I found it. Definitely wasn't what I was expecting when the model of pitching Hot Wheels kind of came across my desk. I kind of thought, this is like, there's no way this is going to work. And we brainstormed on it. My wife and I talked on it and kicked it around for several months. And that's kind of how we ended up where we're at. So just the DFY seemed to have all the bases covered, and they answered my questions. And if they didn't have an answer, one of my favorite part was if the people I were talking with didn't have an answer, they didn't BS their way through it. They found someone who had an answer, and I value that greatly. And they went way above and beyond. They got us some extra inventory. They held our hands, if you will, to get everything up and running at the mall. He took my phone call after hours to make sure that we were up and running. So they took responsibility and they got us up and running in a timely manner. And I can't say enough about how they fixed the wrong, and everything's been great ever since. We've been hands-on through everything. We were pitched several locations. I leaned heavily into AI, and I ran sales maps. I ran data on my own. I looked at foot traffic. I read reviews about the malls. We don't take the word of anybody, and I don't mean that to be rude. We want to make sure that we're doing our own due diligence. This is my business, and I need to take accountability and responsibility for my business. And I'm hands-on all the way from start to finish. It was good to see, and I've already hit on this, DFY took responsibility for when we did run into some issues. They didn't make excuses. They didn't BS their way through it. They didn't pretend to have answers. They found the right answers. The biggest surprise of this whole thing, this journey, if you will, is with these Hot Wheels, is that the majority of the people buying the Hot Wheels are not even kids, they're adults. And that really kind of shifted how we were selecting our inventory to put into the vehicle or put into the machine. So we have a product that's hot, we're constantly changing it, and it's something that's highly sought out. February, we ended up $3,800 for the month. Pretty solid. December was great too. Once again, we're running everything through the AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok. We're running it through for which vehicles are best, where they should be placed in the machine, how quickly we should be rotating up the inventory. So it's definitely not a set it and forget it and hope you're going to keep maintaining that same sales goal. We're adjusting on the regular, the weekly, if you will, just to go ahead and make sure that we're continuing to outpace the previous month. The actual physical labor, it's not bad. We're going down once a week, once every a week and a half to restock. Once a month, we may gut the whole machine and do a whole reorganization on it. It just depends on what we've got going on. If we bring in a line of cars and it's taken off and we don't need to swap anything out, we're going to let it ride. When we start to see a decline in something, we're going to pull that model, we're going to replace it with something else. The best-selling model you could get your hand on was a Godzilla car and a Stranger Things car. We stocked it on a Thursday morning. We live 2 hours away from where we put our machine. And before we got home, we had sold through half of our stock. And by Sunday, we had sold through every one of the Godzilla cars. And that was at $25 a pop. We saw profits the very first month. Know what you're doing, know what you're getting into, and be looking to the future. Don't be complacent with where you're at right now. Yeah, it's pretty awesome having something for yourself that you can take a sense of ownership in. It's very meaningful. We want 10 machines. That's it. We don't know. We don't exactly know how we're going to get there. We've got a pretty good idea. As I said, we've got 2 machines in place right now. We've got 3 machines coming the middle of next month. We've got a pretty good idea where we're putting 2 of them, but we've got to find a home for this third one, which we're hoping. We're working with the DFY team. It helps you become a better steward of what you have with you investing the money into this machine. And now you're having to make an investment into the inventory. If you are looking to make a difference, and if you're wanting to grow your wealth, and I don't even say grow your wealth, if you're wanting to have a better future for yourself, this is definitely an option. As I've looked at all kinds of things, I've looked into franchising locally in town. I had looked into some of these other vending machine companies. We had looked into opening our own business. And obviously with all these things, there's going to be some uncertainty and there's going to be some doubt. DFY has a model that's obviously working. They have a number of vending machine products that are popping up all over the place. They have skin in the game. they want you to succeed. If you don't succeed, they don't succeed. They have these agreements in places with large groups like the Simon Mall. They don't want to place people in these locations where it's going to give them a bad name. So they are behind you in supporting you in your success. And I mean, it's, you know, once again, you've got to put the work in, but between you and DFY and your account manager and the others that are willing to help you out, if you want this and you're in a position to do this, I strongly encourage it. 100% recommend DFY all day long. I've actually got a friend down in Florida where we moved from that we're talking with. I can't push it enough, but once again, I have to reiterate it. It's not going to happen on its own. DFY will give you the tools, but if you don't use the tools properly or wisely, you know, you're not going to find the success that you're looking for. You can't use a screwdriver to hit a nail, and you can't use a hammer to screw in a screw. You have to work for it, and you have to use the tools I give you. But if you want it, get it. I promise you, you won't regret it.